Good morning, everyone. Today we begin the opening words of the Ramban in his famous letter to his son. And he writes the following: Tisnaheg tamid ledaber kol devarecha benachas l'chol adam uv'chol eis. You should accustom yourself tamid constantly to speak all of your words, benachas gently, l'chol adam to every single person, ubechol eis and all of the times. And this is the way in which the Ramban begins his letter to teach us the levels that we are striving to accomplish and to reach, the kind of a mensch, the kind of a person that we're going to become if we'll go through his words wisely and with great thought. And in these opening remarks of the Ramban, the great giants of the Musar movement learned 4 distinct lessons out of his teaching. Number 1 is Tisnahik Tamid, you should accustom yourself constantly, which means I make this part of my very life. I am always prepared for the situations that are going to come my way so that nothing catches me by surprise. Because normally the way that life works is that when something is unexpected, that's when the panic sets in, that's when the anxiety begins to trickle into my mind, that's when I start to get nervous, that's when I'm not sure exactly how to deal with the situation. So if I am accustomed constantly, which means that I'm ready and I'm prepared and I'm relaxed and I have a vision of what's going to be under any given circumstance. I even could think to myself, what would happen if this would take place? How would I respond if this person would say this to me? I'm going to a gathering tonight and I know that there's going to be someone there that often says things to me that hurt my feelings. How am I going to respond to that person? So I am prepared ahead of time and I could avoid any of the internal conflict that normally sets me off kilter. And then we write, Ledaber kol devarecha benachas. You should speak all of your words gently. A person should get accustomed to speaking in a gentle, sweet, soothing voice. Why? Because when we raise our voices, when we get too excited, when we start to yell or we start to scream, that's where the panic comes in. That's when we lose our midas, our character. That's when we become intense and we can be misrepresented in the eyes of others. But if we stay gentle, if we will use our words as Shlomo HaMelech, King Solomon says, Divrei chachamim benachas nishmayin, the words of the wise are heard specifically because they are said gently and quietly. That's the way that we should communicate all of the time with people. And then it writes, L'chol adam. You have to speak gently and softly to everyone. To everyone means literally kol adam, every single person that you come in contact with. Whether it's the person who's driving you crazy, whether it is when you walk into your house after a long day and you're frazzled and you're upset and you're stressed out and one of your children or your wife comes over to you and says something, I'm not going to raise my voice. I'm going to speak benachas, I'm going to speak gently. Whether I'm in line and someone in that line is annoying and they're spending too much time checking out and the rush and the surge of frustration is coming up and I want to say something, if I talk to them, it's going to be benachas, it's going to be done pleasantly. To the stranger, to the one that I'm familiar with, to my family, to my children, to my parents, to my aunt, to my uncle, to the person I daven next to in the shul, to the woman that I go on the walk with in the afternoon, whoever it is that I am talking with, that's the person that I'm going to speak gently to. And then it concludes, the choil eis, all of the time, which means I'm never have the right to lose my temper. I must stay calm, speak gently and softly all of the time, which means even when I'm aggravated, even when I'm frustrated, even when I'm confused, even when I'm nervous, even when I'm scared about something, no matter what, those emotions that are riding high sometimes inside of me doesn't give me the right to go and speak to somebody in the wrong way. So if a person will keep these 4 ideas in mind, I'm prepared for the situation that's coming. I speak constantly in a gentle manner. I keep my voice low. I never crescendos to a high pitch. I speak this way to every person, no matter who they are and where they're coming from. And I do it b'chol eis all of the time. I will walk around as a person that has achieved the midah, the trait of menuchas hanefesh, peace of mind. I'll be so peaceful and so relaxed. People will look and say, wow, look how at peace and relaxed and comfortable this person is. That's the goal that we're trying to achieve. And this is the first words of the Ramban. I wish everybody a wonderful Shabbos. Ba menucha. Comes along the Shabbos, comes menucha, comes peace and tranquility along together with it. So may we use the serenity and the peacefulness of Shabbos to enhance and influence and infuse our words with peace and nachas as well. And will be a nachas to our friends, to our family, and most importantly, will be a nachas, will be peaceful and pleasant and a pleasure to the Rabbi Shalom himself. Good Shabbos, good Shabbos.